Paul Tuttle Sr. with Orange County Choppers is here with the foundation tonight. First of all, thank you for being part of tonight.
You're welcome. I'm proud to be here.
The roar of engines, the clang of metal, and the tension-filled drama that made American Chopper a reality TV sensation captivated millions. But behind the cameras and the epic builds, a story of loss, turmoil, and unexpected twists was unfolding, one that would leave fans stunned. The stars of American Chopper, once living a dream fueled by adrenaline, fame, and family business, faced a reality far harsher than any custom bike could handle. They built machines that defied imagination, yet the same hands that welded dreams together were also responsible for watching their fortunes unravel. From bankruptcy to broken relationships, legal battles, and personal struggles, the journey from the peak of reality TV fame to the depths of uncertainty was swift and merciless. What fans saw on television, the rivalries, the laughter, the camaraderie, was only a fraction of the chaos behind the scenes. Today, the American Chopper stars live very different lives. Some have rebuilt, some have retreated from the public eye entirely, and others continue to struggle with the consequences of decisions made in the heat of fame. The contrast between the glory days of the shop and the reality of their current lives is striking, revealing the human side of a story that was once all about bikes and drama. For die-hard fans, the revelations about their current circumstances are nothing short of shocking. The highs of fame and creativity collided head-on with financial ruin, personal heartbreak, and the sobering realization that life off-camera can be far more complicated than life on it. This isn't just a tale of bikes and business, it's a story of resilience, regret, and redemption. The American Chopper stars lost everything, and what they're doing now will shock you, inspire you, and make you rethink everything you thought you knew about life in the fast lane. In the early 2000s, American Chopper wasn't just a television show, it was a phenomenon. The orange and black choppers, the heated arguments, and the iconic rivalry between father and son became a cultural touchstone. Paul Tuttle Sr. and Paul Tuttle Jr. were not only building custom motorcycles, they were building an empire, fueled by passion, drama, and sheer ambition. Fans watched in awe as the Tuttles turned a small New York bike shop into a nation-wide brand. Each bike was a masterpiece, each build a testament to skill, creativity, and the relentless drive to outdo themselves. But behind the cameras, the pressure was relentless. Deadlines loomed, relationships strained, and the demands of fame began to clash with the realities of running a small business. As the show's popularity skyrocketed, the cracks in the foundation of the Tuttle empire started to appear. Business decisions made in the heat of competition often had long-term consequences. Costs spiraled, deadlines were missed, and the pressure to keep the cameras rolling sometimes overrode sound financial judgment. The once thriving shop began to show signs of stress. Payroll struggles, legal issues, and interpersonal conflicts became unavoidable. Personal lives also suffered. The very relationships that made the show compelling, the father-son dynamic, the camaraderie of the crew, and the friendships built over years began to fray. Arguments that were once contained to the shop floor sometimes spilled into legal disputes and public disagreements. The reality of fame was proving to be more challenging than anyone expected. The financial impact was devastating. The empire that once seemed unshakable began to crumble. Bankruptcy filings, mounting debts, and lost business opportunities became a harsh reality. Even the custom motorcycles that had brought them fame could not compensate for the financial instability that now overshadowed the Tuttles' legacy. Yet, amid the collapse, the Tuttles were forced to confront a harsh truth: fame and creativity could not shield them from the consequences of business mismanagement and personal conflict. The loss of their fortune was not just monetary, it was emotional, personal, and deeply humbling. Today, many fans are shocked to learn where the American Chopper stars are now. Some have rebuilt their lives quietly, away from the limelight, applying the lessons learned from their hardships. Others have struggled to regain stability, navigating legal battles, personal challenges, and the shadow of past fame. The contrast between the height of their television fame and their current circumstances is striking, offering a rare glimpse into the realities behind reality TV. The story of American Chopper is no longer just about epic bikes and unforgettable television moments. It is now a story about resilience, recovery, and the human cost of fame. The stars may have lost everything in the blink of an eye, but their journeys also reveal the remarkable strength it takes to start over and the unpredictable path that life often demands when the cameras stop rolling. The world saw the flames of creativity, the clang of metal, and the larger-than-life personalities on American Chopper. What they didn't see were the cracks forming behind the camera's cracks that would eventually lead to financial ruin and personal heartbreak. At the height of their fame, the Tutulls and their team were riding a wave that seemed unstoppable. Yet, as with all things built on pressure and intensity, the empire was fragile. Paul Tutull Sr. and Paul Tutull Jr., once inseparable in their shared vision for custom motorcycles, found their relationship strained to the breaking point. Arguments that had once fueled drama for the show became serious rifts, spilling into the realm of business. Creative differences turned personal, and family loyalty was tested in ways that cameras could never fully capture. Friends recall tense meetings where tempers flared, contracts were disputed, and trust once unshakable was eroded. Financially, the picture was just as bleak. The empire they had built was lavish in appearance, but brittle in structure. Rapid expansion, combined with the costs of television production, left the business exposed. Missed payments, mounting debts, and legal disputes slowly chipped away at the empire's foundation. Suppliers, contractors, and even former employees were caught in the fallout, creating a ripple effect that extended far beyond the walls of the shop. Bankruptcy was no longer a distant threat, it became an unavoidable reality. The pressure wasn't just financial or familial, it was intensely personal. Fame brought scrutiny and expectations that were impossible to meet consistently. Every decision was amplified, every failure broadcast, and every conflict dissected by fans and critics alike. The Tutulls had built a brand on raw emotion and high-stakes drama, but in doing so, they left themselves vulnerable to public judgment and personal collapse. For some team members, the aftermath meant stepping away entirely. Careers that had been tied to the success of American Chopper suddenly needed reinvention. Personal reputations, once celebrated, were complicated by financial and legal troubles. Some struggled to regain stability, taking odd jobs or stepping into quieter industries. Far from the cameras and custom bikes that had defined their lives, even Paul Jr., the creative force behind the show's most iconic builds, faced uncertainty. His designs were legendary, but without the backing of a thriving business and the exposure of a hit show, the opportunities dwindled. Paul Sr., meanwhile, had to reconcile his passion for bikes with the reality of a fractured business and the challenge of maintaining relationships with family and former colleagues. Yet amidst the chaos, a few managed to find a new path. Some team members leveraged their skills in motorcycle customization for private clients, quietly rebuilding their reputations. Others turned to entrepreneurship in other areas, using lessons learned from the show's highs and lows to guide them. It wasn't the fame of television, but it was stability and, in some cases, a sense of personal satisfaction that had been missing during the show's tumultuous run. The story of American Chopper is no longer just one of epic machines and televised family drama. It's a story of consequence, the fallout that occurs when ambition, creativity, and familial tension collide with reality. The stars lost everything: their business empire, their public stature, and, in many ways, their personal peace. And yet, even in loss, there is a thread of resilience. The American Chopper stars who survived the downfall demonstrate the difficult truth that starting over is rarely easy, but sometimes it is necessary. Their current lives, though far removed from the bright lights of reality TV, reflect a mixture of humility, reinvention, and hard-earned wisdom, a far cry from the chaos of their peak, yet in many ways more authentic. The fall was dramatic, painful, and unavoidable, but the journey that followed, quiet rebuilding, unexpected challenges, and personal growth, is a story that continues to unfold. Where the stars of American Chopper are now may shock fans, but it also reveals a deeper truth. Even after losing everything, there's the possibility of finding a new path. Years after the cameras stopped rolling, the lives of the American chopper stars are a mix of recovery, reinvention, and, in some cases, surprising new directions. The drama that once defined their days has been replaced by quieter routines, hard-earned lessons, and for some, unexpected triumphs. Paul Tuttle Sr., the patriarch of the family and the driving force behind Orange County Choppers, has slowed down considerably. No longer consumed by the pressure of television schedules or the chaos of the shop, he has focused on mentoring younger, custom bike builders and consulting for new projects. His legendary hands still shape metal, but now the work carries a different rhythm, one of patience, reflection, and passing on knowledge rather than racing. Other team members have followed equally diverse paths. Some former builders and crew members have launched their own small businesses. From custom shops to specialized fabrication services, they've traded national fame for independence and creative control. Though the financial security of a television paycheck is gone, many report a newfound freedom and pride in building a life on their own terms. Yet the fall wasn't without lasting consequences. Legal disputes, business failures, and fractured relationships left scars that take time to heal. Some stars remain cautious, avoiding the spotlight and carefully navigating public exposure. For them, the American chopper legacy is bittersweet, a reminder of what was lost, but also of what can be rebuilt when ambition is tempered with experience. Surprisingly, a few have even ventured outside the world of motorcycles entirely. From entrepreneurial pursuits in unrelated industries to charity work and motivational speaking, they've leveraged the fame and skills gained on the show to create meaningful new chapters in their lives. For fans, these unexpected turns may be shocking, but they also reveal the adaptability and resilience of individuals who survived both financial and personal upheaval. The key takeaway is this: losing everything didn't mark the end of their stories. Instead, it forced reinvention. The chaos, arguments, and failures of the past are now lessons that inform smarter decisions, more grounded priorities, and a greater appreciation for life outside the shop. Fame came and went, but the knowledge and experience they gained are lasting tools they continue to use. For die-hard fans, the contrast between the glory days of Orange County Choppers and the current realities of the stars' lives is dramatic. What once seemed like unstoppable momentum gave way to challenges that tested their resilience, creativity, and relationships. And yet, through it all, they survived. They adapted. And in many cases, they've quietly flourished in ways that television never showed. The story of the American chopper stars is a cautionary tale, a human story, and a testament to perseverance. Losing everything could have ended their careers, their passion, or their sense of purpose. Instead, it became the catalyst for transformation, a story of rebuilding, learning, and discovering that life after the fall can be as surprising and rewarding as life at the top. For those who followed the drama, the battles, and the triumphs of American Chopper, the revelations about where these stars are now may shock, but they also inspire. They show that even after losing everything, resilience, creativity, and determination can carve out a new path, one ride at a time. The fall from fame was brutal. For the stars of American Chopper, the cameras had captured every argument, every triumph, and every spectacular custom build, but they never showed the personal toll of losing everything. Behind the steel and chrome, beyond the public drama, was a struggle for survival, reinvention, and purpose. Paul Tuttle Sr. faced the brunt of it first. As the head of Orange County Choppers, he had carried the weight of the business on his shoulders. Bankruptcy filings, lawsuits, and dwindling clientele made it clear that his empire was no longer sustainable. But rather than retreat, he focused on rebuilding, albeit in a different way. Senior began mentoring young builders, teaching them not just techniques, but the lessons learned from the chaos of fame. He also explored collaborations outside traditional bike builds, consulting for other shops and even corporate clients seeking custom designs. While the glory of TV stardom was gone, Senior found satisfaction in shaping the next generation and reclaiming a sense of purpose. Paul Tuttle Jr. faced an equally challenging journey. Known for his creativity and sometimes fiery temperament, Jr. had once seemed unstoppable. But the collapse of the shop and public family conflicts forced him to reevaluate priorities. Today, he runs a private customization business that allows him to focus purely on his craft. No cameras, no deadlines dictated by producers, just him and the bikes he loves to build. The work is slower, more meticulous, but the satisfaction is genuine. Junior has also opened himself to new experiences outside of motorcycling, exploring personal passions and investing in ventures that offer both financial stability and creative freedom. Other former team members experienced a mixture of triumphs and setbacks. Some ventured into smaller-scale fabrication or motorcycle-related businesses, learning to operate independently without relying on fame. Others took more surprising turns, starting entirely new careers, pursuing entrepreneurial projects, or engaging in charitable work that connected their skills to communities in need. Many of these paths were born from necessity, but they also revealed resilience and adaptability that few outside the industry could have predicted. The psychological impact of losing everything cannot be understated. Some stars struggled privately with depression, anxiety, and the lingering pain of fractured relationships. Fame and the adrenaline of televised builds had masked these struggles. But once the cameras were gone, reality hit hard. For many, it was a humbling period of reflection, a time to assess priorities, rebuild personal lives, and redefine what success truly meant. Despite the hardships, a remarkable transformation emerged. The experience taught them the value of patience, foresight, and adaptability. Fame, money, and public acclaim were no longer the ultimate measures of achievement. Instead, satisfaction came from smaller victories, completing a perfect build, mentoring others, repairing relationships, or simply maintaining stability in a world that once seemed to spin out of control. Fans who follow the American Chopper story today might be shocked by the contrast between past and present. The larger-than-life personalities, the heated shop arguments, and the television drama are gone. What remains are people who survived the fallout, rebuilt their lives in unexpected ways, and found new meaning beyond the fame and fortune they once knew. The journey from peak success to total loss and finally to reinvention is a story of resilience, courage, and adaptability. The American Chopper stars lost everything they had worked for, yet they found a way to rebuild, each in their own way. Their current lives may not feature prime-time cameras or viral moments, but they reflect a deeper, more authentic form of accomplishment. In the end, the story of the American Chopper stars is more than reality TV drama. It's a testament to human resilience. Losing everything was devastating, but it also became the catalyst for growth, transformation, and a reminder that even after the deepest falls, it's possible to rise again.